Most members of parliament are currently without personal protection. For many, this is worrying, considering how much the state spends to conduct a by-election when an MP loses his or her life. In recent times, the killing of former Ebuakwa North MP J.B. Dankwedu shook the country. MPs then intensified calls for their security to be made a priority. Over the weekend, Nhyiaeso legislator Kennedy Kankam was attacked at his residence in Kumasi. Majority Leader Osei Mensah Bonsu brought the matter to the floor of Parliament.
According to him, what saved his life was the fact that when they entered, they met the wife breastfeeding the baby. They looked at the baby and the mother and told him that they had been sent to kill him, but looking at that small child that the wife was breastfeeding, he felt if they killed him, it would be difficult an enterprise for the lady to bring up the small kids. They took everything and stuffed his Land Cruiser with the stolen items and zoomed off. But just so to register the point that they had been sent to kill him, just when they left his room, they fired bullets, perhaps to send the signal to whoever might have sent them that they fired and perhaps missed it.
Other members of the House renewed calls for police protection.
So, Mr. Speaker, I think that fortunately, graciously, the Interior Minister has just walked in. Fortunately, he's also one of us. I remember when he was here as a deputy minority leader. We've all had time to complain about this. I know it has to take a decision by the whole government to be able to do it. But we hope that he can make a strong case. Let's not wait to lose another member, because we lost our colleague some years back. Up to now, the issue is still dangling in court. They've not been able to find the perpetrators and find them guilty.
Mr. Speaker, we should engage the Article 71 properly so that all these issues will be resolved collectively. But in the meantime, we need to know from the Inspector General of Police what is the threat to Kennedy Kankam, what is the motivation, what is the source. This uptick, we need to probe it further. And I think, Minister for Interior, you are capable of getting your men to tell us in those areas and to guarantee further the safety and security of members of Parliament. When we travel outside Accra sometimes, it is even difficult to have some facilities available to members of Parliament. We are honorable men and we should be treated with that honor.
The Interior Minister promised to provide the requested protection for the MPs only if they provide their residential addresses, a move most MPs opposed.
Speaker,
yes, Honorable Minister.
The late J.B. Dankwa was killed in his house. The Honorable Kankam that you are talking about was robbed in his house. Yes, don't worry, let's start here. I am saying that each of you give us your residential addresses. Mr. Speaker, you would then appreciate what challenges I have faced. I have asked for that information. I have not had it. We are not going to publish your... Mr. Speaker, I'm happy.
Honourable members, order.
I'm happy. You've seen the challenge that I faced in getting the address. And yet, when we are faced with challenges in our residence, we turn as if the Minister of Interior and the agencies are not in support. We are in support.
Later, a statement on the Nigeria border closure and its impact was made in the House by Chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Frank Anodompreh.
Speaker, the unilateral decision by Nigeria to close their borders is also a matter for scrutiny, and it is evident that this has become a habit. Many have called on the ECOWAS Commission to address the issue definitely in the upcoming ECOWAS summits this weekend. Speaker, it is distressing that such an event is happening because Africa is also in transition relative to the African Free Trade Agreement.
The Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayokoboche told the House she will brief MPs fully on the progress made on the diplomatic front next week.
The government is very engaged, both with the Nigerian authorities and also with ECOWAS, because they are aware of what is happening. And in the fullness of time, sooner than later, I will come to the floor and give members a full report on what has happened. And I'm hoping that by that time, this situation would have been resolved. I should be able to come to the House and to give you some substantive information on what has happened and what is likely to happen. Thank you.
There were two statements that generated quite considerable level of debate in the House today. One on the need for enhanced security for members in the wake of the attack on Nhyiaeso MP Kennedy Kankam, and another on the Nigeria border closure and its impact on trade in the West African sub-region. Reporting for Citi Newsroom Parliament, my name is Nhyiaeso MP.